The cream of the crop!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Donald Trump, powerful speech at the UN yesterday as he gives a very stern warning to not just Canada, but the EU, Australia, other countries that are seemingly wrapped up in what there's called this managed decline. Trump issues a very stern warning. In fact, more stern warnings are coming. At least that's my guess. As, well, Canada just, if you're not from Canada, again, we share about a 50-50 audience with Canada and the United States. Canada recently just recognized Palestine as a state. They're rewarding Terrys by saying, hey, come on over, it's okay. Look, I know people have their views about Israel, about Palestine. Here's my view on the whole situation, the whole kit and caboodle. It's not my war. It's not my problem. I understand that terrible things happen around the world, that somebody started something, another person's retaliating, that somebody's wrong on this side, another person's wrong on that side. I've always been told that in any argument, there's three sides to every story: mine, yours, and the truth. The problem here is that other countries are sticking their nose in other countries' business rather than just saying, look, we want peace, we want all this to stop, it needs to end. The endless pursuit of political correctness, globalism, needs to stop. The open borders, the welcoming of people that are here to damage your country, that has to stop. The corruption within our governments has to stop. The locks on free speech, everything else, all has to stop. What you're going to realize very soon is that people like President Trump are quickly coming to the table to say, look, if you're going to support those things, your country's in big trouble. Your country's in big trouble, folks. It's going down the tubes. We're not going to support it. We're not loving it. We don't want it anymore. You guys are treating Canada like Uganda. I love doing the Trump for you guys. Let's get to the story. Because this article came out just prior to Trump heading into the UN to have his speech. I found it surprising. A lot of people were saying it was deliberate, but as Trump got on the escalator to go up to the UN, as soon as he stood on it, the escalator stopped. And then he got up top and the teleprompter was broken. I know he made some jokes about it, but many people saying, oh, it was deliberate. It happened on purpose. I don't think so. I think it's just a bad day at the UN. Trump tells the UN recognizing Palestine as a state rewards Hamas holes. And we're going to get into that. Because these are the stern warnings that are coming to Canada. Trump had already said, I believe it was on Air Force One, that there were going to be consequences. That if Canada and other countries wanted to recognize Palestine, there's going to be repercussions. Big problems. And I said in my other videos, I hope he comes in swiftly against Mark Carney. Let's be honest, folks, it can't get much worse for us right now. So why don't we make things worse for Mark Carney and his liberals and his woke agendas, his globalist approach? U.S. President Donald Trump told the UN this morning that recognizing a Palestinian state amounts to rewarding Hamas for the horrible atrocities of the October 7th, 2023 attack on Israel. Again, it's not our war. It's not my problem. This war has been going on for so long. And again, while I do not want to see the death of innocent children, I don't want to see war-torn countries, we have our own problems to fix. Try to negotiate peace. If you can't get peace, get your nose out of it. Worry about your own borders first. If everything's sound in your country, then go worry about other ones. Canada joined the UK, Australia, and Portugal on Sunday in recognizing an independent Palestinian state before world leaders arrived in New York City, this week's UN General Assembly. As if to encourage continued conflict, some of the body are seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state, Trump told world leaders gathered at the UN. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists and their atrocities. Trump told the assembly that those who want peace should instead unite to call on the release of hostages. Trump also lashed out at the international body for failing to end wars, something he said can't be done through dialogue alone. Do you guys want the Trump? We'll do the Trump for fun. We'll make it a fun video. The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous potential. But it's not even coming close to living up to that potential for the most part, at least for now. All they seem to do is write a really strong worded letter, and then they never follow through with the letter that's written up. It's empty words. Empty words don't solve a war. Tell them to go get a lollipop. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in a TV interview Tuesday morning that he is not concerned about the U.S. becoming more isolated after more than 150 countries moved to recognize Palestinian statehood. I'm not concerned at all, Rubio told NBC's Craig Melvin. None of the countries you just mentioned really play much of a role in bringing about the end of the conflict in Gaza. So that's how you know that Canada's doing it for other purposes. Ahead of the UN General Assembly, Rubio revoked a visa for Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, I don't care, forcing him to address the UN on Monday by video link. President Emmanuel Macron announced France would also recognize Palestine statehood during a high-profile meeting at the General Assembly on Monday. Andorra, Belgium, Luxembourg, Malta, and Monaco added their voices to the chorus by announcing and confirming their recognition as well. Prime Minister Mark Carney, yay, he told the world leaders during Monday's meeting Israel's government is working methodically to prevent the prospect of a Palestinian state from ever being established. The Assembly's theme this year is Better Together, 80 years and more for peace, development, and human rights. But Trump pulled back America's support in the UN for the multicultural institutions. Do you see how this mainstream outlet tries to villainize Trump? Hey, everybody just wanted peace, but Trump pulled back. You know why? He's got a brain in his skull. He's not a woke moron. Trump ordered a review of the United States' involvement in the United Nations, withdrew from its Human Rights Council, and froze U.S. funding for the institution. Good. Canada should do the same. Last week, the United States voted a UN Security Council resolution that demanded an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza and release of hostages held by Hamas. American officials said the resolution didn't go far enough in condemning them. Carney is set to co-chair an event at the UN Tuesday with Ukrainian President and e-beggar Vladimir Zelensky focused on Ukrainian children abducted by Russia. Carney is expected to then continue pushing a false narrative and hold meetings with other leaders and CEOs. I'm sure putting those words in will get me slapped for misinformation. It's humor, YouTube. It's satire. If you want to know the real problem in the world, take a look at President Trump coming out at the UN Assembly with his stern warning to other countries. I think I'm about to get what I asked for. I think that President Trump is about to start holding countries like Canada accountable for the banana republic that they seem to think they control.
Braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail. And if you don't stop people that you've never seen before, that you have nothing in common with, your country is going to fail. I'm the president of the United States, but I worry about Europe. I love Europe. I love the people of Europe. And I hate to see it being devastated by energy and immigration. This double-tailed monster destroys everything in its wake, and they cannot let that happen any longer. You're doing it because you want to be nice. You want to be politically correct, and you're destroying your heritage.
He's absolutely correct. You're destroying your heritage. I've said it before in Canada. This is an invasion. It's all a distraction. When you look at the behavior of our federal government and you look at the scandalous contracts that go out, the billions in money that are funneled around to companies like Brookfield through I got to be careful how I use the words here. Through contracts given to other companies that shouldn't be given. Let's just say that. You have to find a way, and I don't really, people are going to say, well, then what's the solution, Fringe? I really don't know at this point. I think the solution in my mind is that Donald Trump needs to threaten to liberate Canada, or at least open its borders to actual Canadian citizens and say, look, if you don't want to deal with this anymore, come on over. Come on over here. If you're common sense, if you have a brain in your skull and you don't want to live in this nightmare anymore, we'll vet you. I'm all for vetting, by the way. Allow the process, vet, and then say, if you want to get citizenship, come on over, be American, where we'll at least look after you properly. You won't be a part of this nightmare anymore. I mean, I love my country, folks. And I never thought in a million years I'd be talking like this. 10 years ago, I'd say shame on you for talking like that, Derek. Nowadays, this is the result of 10 years of globalist ideologies shutting down our country. And those who are in control of the vote in this country seem to just allow this behavior to continue. They've said that they're going to allow it to continue for so long. So when I say I wish Trump would open the border and let common sense Canadians in, leave all the wokies behind. Leave them, the virtue signalers, the fart huffers, all of them. Leave them behind. Let them stay in the country while the doors remain open for all of these people to come in and continue to ruin things, to take down what was once a great country. And they'll have nowhere to go and nobody to blame but themselves when it all comes crumbling down. I agree with Donald Trump that we have to get away from all of that. We have to stop worrying about being politically correct and that we are destroying our heritage. The question is, how do we get away from that under the current regulations that hold place in Canada within its government? Let me know what you guys think down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure to leave a thumbs up or a comment down below, folks. It helps immensely with videos like this. Join me live Wednesdays and Fridays for Friday Night Fringe. Friday nights, Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays. Mrs. Fringe joins me Fridays. It's a wonderful time. We have memes. We have a good time. It's laid back. I like to hear from you guys outside of making these videos, hearing what you guys have to say inside of those live streams. I look forward to it each and every week. I most importantly look forward to it this Wednesday and Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.